Okay, OBS reconnected. Let me know when we're back on stream.
Oh, now you're good. Okay.
Maybe.
The internet is teasing everyone.
So we're heard, right?
I can hear you now, yes.
Yeah, I can hear you now too. So the funny thing about it is you're robotic for me too, so that's how I know it's bad.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. But it was funny because you two were holding a conversation in robot, so we're just laughing because none of us can understand the two of you. But
Well-
it seemed like you guys were carrying on quite the lovely conversation.
I don't think I don't know how much she heard of what I said, but remember, she could also hear me through the
I
door.
heard none of it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I
So
got none of it.
my question was, do you want to use any props? Wait, are we still robotic for the stream? Or can you guys hear us okay?
You're good.
I can double check, but you shouldn't be. You're fine.
Well, Lady M and
No, you're
Drake
not. I
are-
just
No, you guys are fine.
Okay, cool. All right. So the question was, you're being persuasive when you're talking to these people, but you can use props or things or stuff. So, I'm trying to think. Like, I don't want to give it to you because if I say it, then you can't use it. So I'm trying to like see if you're using all that's available to you.
Wait, what? What do I have on me?
It doesn't have to be on you.
Your
Seriously?
surroundings.
Like, think about the scene. Think about what's out there. Think about who's there.
I was gonna say drunk Gimbal, but like that's the worst. He
I
has
don't-
no persuasion.
That's true.
I've been reduced to a prop.
I've been I'm better
Don't
than
worry,
that.
You prop up our spirits all the time.
So
I accept this.
remember what's going on in that area, Rain.
Mm-hmm.
Like your whole spiel is this is a ship's prow event. I don't mind you doing this, but we want to cut. Now, it's a very persuasive argument. Well, not persuasive argument, but it's not an intimidating argument. But it could be.
Yeah, let's drag Leo.
Well, Leo's not
Serial.
there. Nor
Why
is
aren't you there?
Cereals, I doubt is going to leave Biff's side.
Right?
Wait, are there guards there?
Yes, lots
drag
of them.
some.
You
I
don't
drag,
have to.
like-
You just have to point at them. Some of them are sitting on rooftops, remember?
Yeah, it's true, but I'll take like 2 of them with me just so like escort type of thing.
That's a whole different situation. All right, so you're going to walk up to
Whole
2
different
guards and you
situation.
2 with me?
I mean, I can tell them what's going on. They're here for our event.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. What are you going to tell the guards? You're just going to walk up to them and be like, follow me? Or you're going to be like, hey, I need you for a minute. Like, how are you doing that with the guards?
Yeah, like it's like I kind of run down on the situation because you know it is a private event. Kind of the same spiel I'm giving the other people, but more quick.
Okay. I want you to roll a persuasion check. This is for the guards. Yes, I need you to roll a persuasion check.
Oh yay! Where's my persuasion? I'm not a very charismatic
So,
individual.
hold on. I got to roll their insights. All right. So they kind of look at you and like, we're sorry, but we're supposed to be working. We're supposed to be keeping a perimeter. We have some very important people coming. So why don't you run along now? They don't seem to know who you are.
Oh great! Do I have to get Gimbal into this situation to talk?
Gimbal, that's up to you.
Where is Gimbal?
Or you could bluff.
I mean, I'm not bluffing. I work with Gimbal.
I'm going back to the vendors, not the guards.
Oh. Oh yeah, the vendors. Forgot about those. I mean, I could just run with it and see what happens.
I like the moon one.
This is an AB conversation, sir.
I mean,
I didn't say the
of
whole
all
thing.
Also, it was
all the ones
fitting.
she should remember, that one should be easy, okay? But what about you? What about this one, y'all? Sorry, totally, not understood by the rest of the party.
That would be kind of funny. I just, yeah.
There's so much
Ariel's just
going
like,
on right now that everyone's having.
All right, I'm sorry. So back to Rain. Go ahead, Rain. What are we doing? Did she cut out again?
No, I'm here.
Okay.
I'm thinking because now I don't know what to do.
You want me to come back
Yeah,
to you?
the session's really making us use our brains, you know?
Just if you
This
start
session
smelling
is-
smoke coming from Rain's room, let us.
Right.
I want to go check
Coming
on
from
her.
between her ears.
Right.
Right.
Just splash water on her. All right.
No, don't splash water on me.
All right. Think about it for a few minutes. I'm gonna go back to Leo finding Gimbal.
So yeah, I'll make my way back, and I will go up to Gimbal, and I'll place down the barrel and tell him that I found Hammond and got some extra booze. As I just say that because knowing what I know, but I just set down the one barrel and assure him that I booze as I set down the one barrel.
Like he has a decent sized keg, but it's a keg, like a normal kegger. So not a barrel, and you're just like,
Yeah, and was rest of it is out back.
I don't think it's here yet. He did say he got very flustered and then excitedly asked if he got to choose the beverages. And then I told him that we need our base level stuff for the regular, but feel free to select whatever. And I guess were coming anyways, maybe? I don't know, but he just ran off and said that he would be here.
Gimbal.
Oh.
While you two are having your conversation, not Dasher. Oh my goodness.
Answer.
No, the halfling.
Gunner and Blitzen.
Kelso?
Danica, Bryn, Kelsa.
Kelso, right? Is it Kelso?
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Kelso.
the leader.
Kelsa's the
Yeah.
leader.
Yeah, Kelso will poke his head in and boss, the barrel's almost dry. We got one left.
Well, now there's two, and there's more on the way.
I'll pick up the one and like
he looks at you like, that's it?
on the way.
He'll take it
I
out.
told him it was urgent and that we needed it today, and he asked how much, and said at a minimum at least double what our normal is. I don't know what I committed to, but yeah, that was. I mean, if we're already going through what we had, he said he would be here as quick as possible, and left in the middle of what he was doing, and said this one was lost, and handed it to me.
And Gibble, you know that he takes notes like you do. Well, Ginny takes notes like you do.
Yeah. Okay. Well. Sure that they'll come soon enough. I don't know. Maybe some will fall off a cart outside. Also, side note, because we're on the topic, I needed to ask. I feel like Gimbal would know. Do you need a permit to just roll up and sell booze in the middle of the city streets? Do you like?
You know, I'm pretty sure it's not on the rules, but I'll go double check.
Okay.
Talk amongst yourselves for a second, because I did post the city rules somewhere.
Oh, okay.
I will hand the small keg thing to Kelso. I don't even know how big it is in comparison to him, but I hand it to him.
It's a keg. It's a little bit shorter than he is. Think
Okay.
keg size.
All right, I'll just I'll place it down for him, right next to him, and go, here you go. We should probably. I'll look at Gimbal and be like, we should probably let them know to let in the delivery, right? Because they would have to deliver out front.
Do we get our deliveries on the front or the back?
They come through the back.
Okay, do they? Okay.
Should be fine. It should be fine. I'm just like, stick my head out the back. Yeah, it's fine. There's not like a crowd of people here, right?
Yeah, that'd be good. We'll be fine.
I'll be fine. I'll be good. Yeah, everyone's passed out by the concert starting.
Right? They're gonna be all messed
Oh.
up.
It's gonna be a great concert. No one will remember it.
Everyone will remember
Well,
how
the
good
guards
it was.
will remember it because they can hold their liquor.
Plus,
By the
they're not
pocket.
drinking.
Oh.
The people
Yeah,
that
that's true.
do drink themselves into a coma, they think it's a fantastic,
Mhm,
fantastic
Yeah.
concert
mhm.
because the booze was dope.
That's possible. All right, hold on.
Um,
It was so
and
good.
I'm
the
gonna
only
read
other
through the
thing,
rules.
is I think I want to try to at least move the table that's by the stairs that, um, Bonnie's or Ruby's using to go upstairs. Like, kind of move it away from the stairs,
Mm-hmm.
since there's going to be a lot of money, more money than normal, going up those stairs. That I don't will try not to have people huddled next to the stairs. And unless I'm specifically needed for something, I'll probably spend my time by the stairs.
Okay. All right. Yeah, you can easily move that stuff around. There's a lot of people like running up and down the stairs trying to finish up stuff. There are some of the royal workers in here, along with all the carpenters that are working, but they're spending most of their time outside arranging. So tables have been taken from inside to bring outside. So they're
Okay,
sitting on the
perfect.
roof.
Then, okay, then more so not, just not having a crowd of people that, Bonnie or Bonnie has to like, or whatever I'm mixing them up now because they keep just saying it at the same time. But anyone who's carrying the funds up at that time isn't pushing through a crowd.
Okay, so there's no laws against it, but you know that a lot of the guilds would not be happy about it. You've dealt with that, like the Carpenters Guild. You basically started hammering on a wall, and they showed up right away to be like, "What are you doing?" But there's no crimes in the code legal that say that people can't just start selling on the corners. You've seen street vendors. Um,
Yeah.
it's more
Yeah. I just wasn't sure
reputation.
if it was something. Yeah, reputation based. I just wasn't sure, like, if the threats need to be legal threats or just other threats.
Right. Okay. Um, Biff, Serial, Leo, Gimbal, Rain. We're back to you. What did you decide?
Oh. Okay. So I'm gonna try to explain to them that I am with Gimbal and working for the ship's brow. If that doesn't work, I'm just gonna go up to the vendors.
Oh, so you're gonna go back to the guards and be like, "Wait a minute, listen, I need," or are you gonna try a different set of guards?
Different set of guard.
All right. Are you looking for any kind of guard particularly?
No, just guards working in the area that, like, I can get.
Okay. There are several like stationed around, so you could pick one at random.
Okay.
All right. So you walk over to, and they're in pairs for the most part. They're standing in pairs. Sometimes they're more than that. There's individuals that are single, but they usually have more adorned armor or something more special about them. So, go ahead and roll. You walk up to a pair of them. They turn and look at you. Hello.
Okay. Hi. I'm sorry. I work with the ship's prow and stuff, and well, because this is more of a private event for the ship's prow, I do want to try and make like ah, wow. Hold on. Actually, in character Rain is better than this. Outside character Rain
Welcome to roleplay.
is not.
Me, I'm having a mental breakdown. My character, they know what they're doing.
They know what they're doing. Me? No.
I take one look at its serial stats and I was like, I wish.
No, my actual character is a lot better than I am at explaining things.
All right.
Is like, this is more of a private event, but we don't mind them selling here and stuff, but we do want to make a cut of it because private event. Yeah.
So one of them is going to look down at you and go, "Aren't you a little bit like you're dressed like normal, right?
Yeah.
With your hood up?"
No, I'll have it down for this event.
Oh, okay. So he's gonna look at you and kind of go, "Aren't you a little young to be working at a tavern?" And the other one next to him is like, "Mm." And he goes like this. Well, I can't do it because my headphones, but he basically strokes his ear. And he like looks at him and goes, "Huh?" And then he looks at you and like he goes, "Oh, I'm sorry, ma'am. You you look so young."
I get that a lot. Yes, I do work with Gimbal in the ship's prow.
I'm sorry, ma'am. I'm not exactly sure who Gimbal is.
He's the owner of the place.
Oh.
Can I see him from here?
Gimbal? I don't know if Gimbal's outside or inside.
I don't know, wherever damage control needs me at that moment in time.
You probably.
He's everywhere.
He's standing at the back door, like, "Where's the wagon?"
Either that or having a moment of panic in a room that no one can see him. Like, he goes to his room, panic attack.
He's got a leather bag.
He's either everywhere or nowhere to be found.
Right?
Snaps my fingers and a bag shows up.
Alright. So Gimbal, chances are he's inside. You don't see him. And with the crowd, he probably wouldn't be seen anyway because he'd be like lower than everybody.
Yeah, I was wondering if he was like on the roof with the people building and
No.
stuff.
He has not been up there at all.
Oh, interesting. Okay, well, yeah. I work with Gimbal and stuff.
Right. I understand. Well, what can we do for you, ma'am? You want us to remove these individuals?
No. Can you just come with me? So, as you had sort of made the mistake that I do look young, and I don't know if they'll believe me if I say I just work here with like no actual proof on me right now.
So he'll like the other one who pointed at your ears will kind of like chuckle a little bit. Is, "Oh, we're to be her escort. Come along, mate." It's like there's worse jobs we could be doing right now. They're like, "We'll gladly accompany you, ma'am. Lead on."
Thank you. And let's go.
So they're basically gonna follow you around talking. Do you speak Dwarven?
No.
Okay. So they start speaking in a language you've heard, but you can't understand what they're saying. And they're chuckling behind you. But not like laughing. They're just like little snickers and stuff. They follow you over. And they let you do your thing. But they basically stand on either side of you, like looking around. And if you look back at them, one of them is looking down at whoever you talk to menacingly.
Woo! I actually like this. This is what Gimbal feels like walking around with Leah.
Kinda.
Oh my god. Except for I look at people with a smile most of the time. I think.
He's having
guess you
such
could
a
take-
power trip right now.
Yes.
I am importante.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
All right. So, you will still need to roll. Now, again, depending on how your speech is to these people, you're being friendly, but you're using your props to make a point. So you can roll persuasion. I'll let you roll it with advantage. They're basically assisting you. Or help action. Okay. So most people will look at you and say, what would the cut be, ma'am, miss? Uh,
Feel like they would. know
a
what
couple of
good
people would be
cut
like,
is,
here, just take it.
given-
No. Sorry, I didn't
feel
know.
like Ray knows what a good cut is.
Right. So you would be
Given
able
her
to
background.
Yeah, you'd be able to set the percentage, but most people aren't going to stand
You
and
know
argue with
nothing.
you.
I was waiting for her percentage to change when she found him folding like a wet piece of paper.
Right?
Well, the cut was gonna be 5%, but now it's 10%. You're welcome.
Is it 5%?
No. This is an app store. 30%
No, it was-
start.
She said 10 to 20% is what she originally said.
I thought so
I
too.
said
So
5 to 10%, but we are
Oh,
gonna
I thought
go
you
up.
said-
that's up to you. You need to set the amount. I mean, you can haggle with them too. Like if you set the amount, they might come back and be like, 15.
I'll go the higher end of that 10 to 20.
So you're gonna start at 20?
Yeah.
All right. Hold on. I'm gonna roll an insight check to see if they even bother to argue. Nope. 20%. That seems fair. Would you like we where would you like us to bring it, or do you want to take it now? We're not done. Like some of them seem nervous, but they're not looking at you. They're looking at the guards.
Clearly, I'm like 5 feet tall. I'm not the one to be scared of.
They haven't seen you in a dark alley with your bow, though.
That's true.
Nope.
They haven't been shot yet.
You know how many shots she can miss? It's
I was gonna say it. They clearly haven't been because that wouldn't be that.
Yeah.
Wow. Glad you two aren't there.
No. No. Because it's like, they haven't seen me crit, but they also haven't seen how many arrows I've just lost.
Mhm.
You know what? You would crit. You would crit like a commoner. That's when you would crit.
Yeah, you
Mhm.
You
would.
would just
would be-
eviscerate a commoner.
Murder.
Crit when it's not important.
And then she'd be like, oh, well, I wasn't trying to kill him.
It's like, really, the thing I wasn't
know-
trying to kill?
We have gone off a little bit off on a tangent. I bet you she doesn't remember the question. That's what I thought. Rain.
remember.
They want instruction, Rain. What are you having them do?
Oh, yeah, that. It would be nice if, like, after the event, you can find me or Gimbal inside. Gimbal is the little gnome that is running the entire place. You could also give it to her, and I'll point towards Ruby.
Yeah, Ruby. Oh, some of them are like, can we just find her?
Yeah. One of us 3 will take it, and it should be good.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah, that's all.
Well, thank you, man. So for the most part, you have this conversation with a few of the people who have become entrepreneurs on their own. But at one point, one of the guards will actually put his hand on the guys, and he says, "Don't make us look for you." And he's like, "Certainly not, sir, sir." Gives him a salute and like goes about selling, and they continue to laugh. But in common, he says that was fun.
This is fun.
Not like this. 50% Rain.
What?
Artemis said you should have did 50%.
Wait,
Damn
what?
straight.
All right. In chat. So you don't, I guess you wouldn't know. That's Rauzumonkey Wolf. I probably butchered that really bad. That's Artemis.
Oh.
She's literally
And
she's
she's gonna
literally
have a guest
attending.
appearance.
She's attending.
Gimble, I was right, you bitch. Told you. I knew it. I knew he wasn't like, oh yeah, maybe she'll come.
Well,
Oh, there's a chance she might come.
Wait, hold
Oh,
on.
she is gonna be there.
Yes, I would like to have her in the chat
felt
with
the
everybody, but I don't like that didn't work out.
But she's here with us nonetheless.
But she's here nonetheless.
Welcome.
So she gets to watch me butcher her character. That's gonna be great. Don't judge me too hard. Alright. So basically all of you are
Alright.
attending your task. Time continues to grow. But, Gimbal, you get the dreaded news. Boss, we're tapped out. There's nothing left. People are starting to get angry, and even those other vendors aren't helping. What do we do? What do we do? I mean, Ruby can only take off so many strips.
Yep. Just gonna like you panic, look out the back door again. Yep.
I see Gimbal just going
Wow.
out there being like, "Hello, shipment, please be here."
How far does message go? If you don't know.
Just
Not far enough.
Slight,
Oh.
slight side note. After like my thing, I'd like kind of say thank you to the guards and stuff, and send them to go back to the original job they were supposed to be doing, and then go to Ruby and explain what I just did.
Okay. That's fine. She will half listen to you, because people were kind of shouting orders at her. She's like, hold on, we're working it out. You can tell that she is not able to serve anybody any drinks, and people are starting to get a little bit upset. And it is just crowds pushing at the tables that they have set up. And they're like, what kind of event is this? There's no liquor. Blah. People are just getting upset. And you can see that there are certain individuals prodding. Like, oh, this is horse shit. We should have liquor. Or, where's the ale? What's going on here? But they don't seem to be drinking. They just seem to be prodding and egging other people on.
Stupid bards.
Can I step out there if I hear a commotion?
You can.
Okay, then I'd go out there and just be like, "Hey, can we calm down? I've already arranged to have everything restocked with the proprietor making their own selections as well for some special items, and it should be delivered shortly. So we should be fully restocked shortly."
Roll, persuasion.
Stand proud. Stand strong.
Oof.
Puff out your chest.
Your persuasion is +9.
Yes.
Holy crap. What do you glow when you talk?
Yes.
I just
yes,
have
he
an
does.
aura. I have a literal.
Holy shit. I didn't realize it was that high. Alright, so you go out there and like, my people!
Like negative.
Everybody just calm down. And they're kind of like...
You know that personality that everyone's just like, you know what? I like that guy kind of personality. I feel like that's the personality I give off.
And the only people that don't like that
+9?
personality are the people that just suck at charisma and suck at making friends, and they're just like jealous of you.
Yeah.
That's you.
So you go out there and start talking to the crowd, and most of the people calm down. But there are certain individuals like, no, boo! And you like see a couple of flagons come flying up towards the table. Like the wooden ones. And they're like, we need ale. But it's only like certain individuals.
Okay. I'm just gonna, I'll just be like, I understand. We're working on the ale. I'll point at one of the people that threw the thing, just specifically point at him to give him a look and be like, "You're not gonna throw things at our staff. They're doing their best."
All right, roll me perception to see if you saw who did it. Like if you could pick
I'm worse at that, so
if you could
probably
pick them
not.
out in the crowd is basically. So yeah, you're like look in the general direction, but you don't know exactly who did it.
Okay.
You do see a few angry faces, but like even some people are like looking at them like, "Yo, chill."
But yeah, I try my best to calm the situation, and
Alright.
then begin hoping alongside Gimbal that stuff shows up soon.
Okay. So you all hear like this conversation's going on and people yelling and screaming, and you hear trumpets. Like dun, 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 dun.
Like
Are
a
these
royal party's
real
arriving.
trumpets, or are these "I've come with booze" trumpets? They're two very different.
Yeah. I'm here to save the day, or oh shit, our day is gonna get worse.
So since there's a crowd and there's a lot of noise going on and people like, Leo's talking, would you like to try to decipher what trumpets those are?
Yeah, I want to know if I need to have a panic attack or not.
Okay, roll for panic attack. No.
Sweet.
Perception. Go ahead and roll a perception check.
It's the same roll.
It's
They're
the
both
same
0.
roll.
They're both wisdom checks in my mind. Where is perception? There it is.
All right. So they're just sounding off. You're like, why are people playing music? Is
Yep.
Biff on? Like, what's going on? Panic attack.
Okay. To sort of okay, I'm gonna like pull Kelso over in regards to the ale and be like, I have an idea, but I need you to test it first to know how badly it would blow up in our face if they find out. I'm gonna go over and I'm just gonna grab a flagon of water. And I'm gonna
Are you
cast
really Jesus?
prestidigitation on it to make it taste like alcohol, like our ales.
Wait.
Because I can flavor
Right.
liquid.
But let me ask you a question. Does Gimbal not drink?
Well, I sample our stuff.
Okay, that's fine. I just wanted to make sure because I remember one time you told me no, Gimbal doesn't drink. So I was like,
He doesn't
He's
drink,
got enough
but he
quality
does
control
pick the
for spelling
ales.
purposes.
okay,
Yeah.
he swishes and spits. Got it.
Yeah. The only stuff Gimbal actually drinks was the stuff we
Flavored
got
water.
from the underground dwarven distillery.
I
Like he
remember that.
actually drank that stuff. All the other stuff, he's just like, yeah, I can sell that.
Okay. All right, that's fine.
Um,
I just wanted to make sure you knew what the taste was. All right, so you're gonna
Yeah.
try to create water that tastes like ale. Roll me arcane check.
Yeah.
I just to see how close you get it,
Oh.
and then we'll have Kelso roll. I don't know what a taste
Taste
check
check?
is, but
Insight, maybe?
Would that be perception? Like to
I would
perceive
I
the
would
taste?
say yeah, perception's probably good to know if it would work.
Let's see.
It's wisdom based, right? Perception.
Yeah.
So that checks out.
Oof. Okay.
Can we roll above like a 2 today? Is that possible?
I rolled like
Probably not.
18.
You're almost in panic attack
With
mode.
advantage.
Yeah. You are having issues with that. All right. So wait, do you have advantage on that? Because you only rolled 1 dice.
I don't think I have advantage. I just have a high plus.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you do have a high plus. All right. All right. Roll for Kelso. Just roll a d20. It's gonna be a perception check. I'll do the ads.
That one.
So he'll taste it and he'll just kind of look at you. Could work.
If we
How
if
drunk is the crowd?
be like, we obviously would have to say it's different, but
While you two are discussing this, the trumpets are getting closer. And you hear, stand aside, make way, make way!
then it's just like, oh no,
Nugs it,
cue panic attack, water.
right?
Leo, you're
forget
out.
it's not
You're
alcohol.
outside, and you see like wagons just pulling up.
Fancy wagons or wagons that hold?
Wagons filled with barrels.
Oh, thank God! I was like, because
Oh.
horns mean one thing: fancy or stock. What do these?
Yeah.
What do these
And,
type of?
Basically,
Your cargo.
standing like a conqueror on top of one of the wagons on the barrels is Hammond, just riding
Then
along.
I will.
Like, we have arrived! Come sample our best! And he is promoting. But wait your turn, orderly fashion, everyone. Riding along, sitting facing backwards with her clipboard, writing away is Ginny. As they ride right up to the front of your tavern. He will.
I will. Yeah, I'll just be like, this is our stuff to Ruby or Bonnie or whoever it was that was out front trying to ease the crowd.
And obviously, there are several workers with him, so he will kind of climb down off the wagon, but he doesn't make it all the way. He kind of stumbles and falls into the wagon.
I'll extend a hand to assist him down.
Yeah, he'll hit the wagon and then pop back up and be like, I'm okay. And then they will
So good at this.
take your hand, go with you, and he says, we arrived as soon as we could. Several wagons are on the way. I hope it's sufficient. You look,
We just
there's
ran
probably-
out, so you showed up at the perfect time.
it's probably about what you would get for a month is sitting on that one wagon. So there's two there.
Nice.
He's like, oh, so many people. I hope we bought enough. He says, and you could tell, Leo, he's changed.
Mhm.
He's not wearing the same clothes he was wearing before. He's in his fancy
He's dressed to
duds.
impress.
Yeah, he's in his fancy duds. And he's like, I hope I would be able to attend. Perhaps.
Oh yes, of course. Just for now, I don't think there's anyone in the bar. Have a seat away from the crowd.
So he will take his cane and elegantly walk inside the tavern. He'll see you, Gimbal. He's
And I'll
like,
extend-
Master Gimbal?
Yeah, just the nick of
Yeah.
time. So I just like put down the cup. I just like splash my face in.
You suddenly realize it was the cup that you gave the other guy, and it tastes like ale, and you're like, hell, oh,
Yeah,
hey, what's up, guy?
it tastes like bad ale, but it's just water, so it's fine.
Right. At least it doesn't stain your duds, as the DM called them.
So he will. Oh, I hit a button I shouldn't have hit. Hold on. Let me fix that. Okay. So he will give you. So he says, your man found me most quickly. I'm sorry we're late, but I hear we arrived in the nick of time. And he's talking to you and looking around. He says, I love what you've done with the place. I hear good things, all wonderful things. Has she arrived yet?
Oh, the sort of big she, the royal she, as it were. Oh, no, I think we would probably be aware of that. So I think you are the first, to get here.
And well, I saw a stage.
Yep, no, it's a lot happening.
He said, will I be there? I'm sure we can work out arrangements, perhaps. He's trying to bribe you for a better seat.
Yeah. I'm sure that we can work something out. I will just need to run it by the security detail really quickly because they do have the final say, but I will make sure to put in a very good word for you.
Excellent. I'll be waiting by the bar. And he walks over to the bar, takes a seat. Ginny looks at you, she curtsies and follows him along.
Noted.
All right, so you're going to go talk to a thing. Rain, do me a favor. I need you to roll me a perception check.
Oh. This is better than my persuasion.
It is better than your persuasion, but I gotta see if it's better than your passive.
Oh, snap.
Yikes! You never want to hear that.
Right? I mean, with cereal, it's kind of makes sense in some
Well, yeah,
situations,
that situation makes sense.
But yeah, for most
98% of the
characters, no.
time, you don't want to hear Well,
No.
we'll
Yeah.
see if your passive is higher.
Well, her passive is definitely higher than what you rolled. Okay, so Rain, the reason I'm saying this is you're outside when the wagons arrive, and you were kind of like focusing on some of those people that were not doing, like egging on the crowd because you could hear them. And when the wagons arrive, you hear and can't basically like, damn it. And then you hear in another voice, now what do we do? Shh, not here.
Can I look around and see who that is?
You can try.
Okay.
That would be an active perception check.
Worst case scenario is you can't.
Yep, really.
That would be one. That was your first one today, though, right?
I don't know.
I want to say
No.
he made a pun. earlier.
No, there was two. See, we need the counter. I gotta get. Lady M has one in her chat. I need to get one over here.
A pun counter?
She has a pun counter for when
Oh,
they play
no.
on Tuesday.
That
Yeah.
is awesome.
Encourage them.
That is
I
Encourage.
don't. She put it up and for him.
She told me that I ended up doing 10 in a game on Tuesday. Slow down.
Yeah, it was up. They were up to 10. All right. So, Ray, you're looking around, but you with the crowd and everybody cheering the arrival of the booze and the tapping of the new kegs. You don't see, and they're not even kegs. They're barrels. They're like rolling barrels up onto the stage. Like people can walk into the barrels,
Nice.
Oh.
but you can't see the individuals that you heard.
Okay.
Biff just standing there, wide mouths. I'm wondering, like, what is she doing?
I'm stuffing my face full of salad.
Oh, okay.
Stress
I'm
eating.
nervous eating.
Leave me alone. No.
Like, because I have to pick up on Biff cues like differently when I look over. So when your mouth is open, it's like, are you about to say something, Biff?
You just keep adding to her panic. That's what it is.
I'm not
She's
I
asking.
stressing
just, I
right
just,
now.
I just
She's
had to, I had to
stressing.
stuff my face for a second to feel better. You know,
Oh, okay.
it's
Well,
not like
needed
my bard. It's not like I might have to, change my name and my whole personality after this if I fail. You know.
just disappear.
Between the three of us, we'll make sure that Biff stays as like a cat for almost the entire day, and she won't be known. Polymorph
Yeah.
is a thing. We'll just keep a kitty Biff.
Yeah, little
It's
green
not
cat.
like this performance could change people's perspective goblins forever.
I
Or
mean,
just
there's
get them
that
to
too.
stick
Oh,
to
I
how
didn't
they
even
feel
think about
it.
that part. Thanks,
Mhm.
right
You're
now.
you're representing
You're
an
welcome.
entire race.
Entire race.
Oh
And
man.
and I want to
love
like
racism.
I want to point out that I didn't bring that up. Leo did.
Smiley face.
My brain does bad things sometimes.
Oh, I
All
can't
right.
wait until you tell the people which song you can't remember.
Oh yeah. I need to know before you start.
I'm picking. I think I'm gonna pick Moon of the Fey Child. I think that one, it makes me too emotional and it makes me too frustrated that like when I try to play it, I'm too perfect with it. That it makes me mess up because I want to be so perfect with it.
Okay. It's also like I liked it because it's an Elven song, so they tend to be a little bit more complicated, hitting notes that
Okay.
only like a dog could hear.
Mhm, mhm, mhm.
Okay, so yes, we agree.
cat.
So I like that one.
Yeah.
Gimbal Leo. The
Mhm.
liquor is flowing.
Yeah.
You have stock, and you probably have a surplus now. There is so much alcohol that's arrived.
Good thing we
Gimbal,
got
you
the
know what the
perfect
bills
extra.
usually like, so you can imagine how much has just been like carded over.
Yep, that's fine because I've also seen the amount of coin we've carted upstairs.
Yes. Every now and then you see Bonnie running by with her apron like up, just bulges of coins, and she's got them like tucked in her apron. She's running upstairs, and then she comes back downstairs and straightens herself out and runs back out the door. Now remember, Bonnie and Ruby are dressed, but they're working, so their clothes are quickly getting dirtied. Ruby's clothes is missing. Her skirt has gotten shorter and shorter because it's
Gone from
missing.
dress to skirt.
It's
Yeah.
well, it's still a
Ruby's
dress, but
clothes
it's
come
missing
out.
like strips on it, so there's like a lot of leg reveal now. Um,
Hmm.
and of course they're working. The halflings who are all dressed are working. You haven't seen Dasher yet, but you do notice that there is some wonderful aromas coming out of the kitchen because evidently
Yeah.
this is
No,
a dinner and a show.
yeah. No, we haven't seen Dasher because I have intentionally been not opening that door. Like,
I don't want to tell him. I don't want to tell him.
Great
I'm
smells and
just
foul
let the man
language will
cook.
exit.
Yeah.
Let the man cook.
Yeah, right. Yeah, he's Gordon Ramsay back there, but he's cursing at no one. All right.
At least he's not
Doesn't have
throwing
time to
pans at
curse.
everyone.
So, while you guys are standing there, everything seems to be calm. You are approached. You've seen this woman before. She is one of the assistants. So she's dressed more like a royal clerk. And she walks over and she heads right over to Leo. Yes. How many in your party?
Like asking me like how many in my party for the show.
Well, yes. We're doing seating arrangements, and we need to know how many tables and chairs we need to address for your group.
Oh, I'm with this establishment. I work.
Will
here
you
when I have
not
an
be
opportunity to.
partaking in the show? I'm confused. And she kind of like looks back to one
Uh,
of the other assistants who shrugs.
I will more than likely. I'll just be listening from afar. I'm gonna stay around this area to try to make sure that any funds nobody messes with our ladies here that are
Well,
transferring the funds to the safe.
but as the owner, do you not have servants or staff for that?
I don't think I have had servants in somewhere 500 years.
They've been
But
around that
the
long.
owner
Why
is
wasn't I informed of this? Like she's yelling at
the
somebody else
owner.
now.
I'll point it. I'll point
Nobody
at
tells me
Gimbal and be
anything.
like, he is the owner, but I believe this
Oh,
gentleman
that's the
was
owner?
he's yes.
Oh,
ma'am.
and who are you? Well, it doesn't matter. And she like walks off to talk to Gimbal. And as she's walking away, she's yelling at her assistants like, "You told me the owner was that one." She's like, "I thought it was. He looked like he was in charge. He was telling people what to do. It's the little one." Oh, he must.
Being the owner and being in charge is two different things.
So, so she will walk over.
Leo's
to
the face.
Yeah, Leo's the face. So she'll walk up to
Can't
you.
handle it right now.
Excuse me. Are you the owner?
Yeah, here? Yes, that is me. Hello. Hi.
Hello.
Can I help
Hi. Yes, we're preparing seating arrangements. We need to know how many of you will be attending the dinner.
you? Oh, yes, for the stage and the dinner.
Yes.
Sort of. That's. Oh.
And she is carrying
yes,
like a board with like writing on it, and she will like turn and like basically like take a knee next to you and show you the board. And they have a chart with seating and tables and everything. And there's one grand table. She says, "We believe you should be here because you are hosting the event." And she points to a chair right next to like the middle of the table. She says, "Is
yeah,
but we
no,
need
if
to know
that
how
is,
many
what
of your attendants will be assigned." And she's just like looking at you like, "Fill in the spots for me, please."
Yep. No, that is. I'm just gonna like look over to like newly found fancy pants and just like you owe me because I'm gonna be like me. It's gonna be like me and uh oof, Serial, and obviously the Emerald Bard is performing, so I don't think we necessarily need a seat for them. But I just
No,
what's your judgment?
there will be chance to meet the Emerald Bard during cocktails.
Oh, okay. No, probably, yeah, we'll let them know that. Um, okay. And then, um, we'll have an extra seat for Rain, and then obviously would yep no we're gonna put
So as you're
we'll go.
talking to her, she's like
Mhm.
waving her finger, like writing over the board, and you're
Mm.
watching the names just like fill in.
Just be like, oh, it's a very impressive paper you have there. I'd like that quite a lot. Um, uh,
I'm
and
sure I
then,
can get you one.
oh, yes. It's quite useful. And then one Mr. Caddick. Um,
So write the name down.
uh, yeah, and I think I'm just gonna sort of go through because I think just about everyone else is working. Uh, uh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I
Don't
feel like
think there's
I'm
that
best
many of
served.
us. I feel
I
like
feel
it's
like I'm
gonna be
best
like
served
me.
being there for crowd control.
Yeah,
To help.
I feel like it's probably gonna be like me, Serial if she wants to show up, and Rain if she wants to show up.
I just see
I
cereal,
don't think.
like they're gonna serve the food and everybody's gonna pull out a knife and utensils, and cereal's just gonna be like, "Ow!"
No, Serial is gonna be so focused on like praying to whatever
Yeah.
deity she potentially has heard about, and just be like, "Please help her! Please help her! Please help her!" She
All right.
doesn't believe in gods and goddesses, but tonight she might.
So Gimbal, the way it looks
Mm.
is, basically the stage is arranged that you are all off to the sides of
Mhm.
Biff. Biff is can basically she's on a
Yeah.
round stage that they a diocese that they built up there for her, and it's towards the front edge. So
Yep.
you guys are. It would be like the equivalent of like the booths on the side of the theater that you can look down on the stage,
Yeah.
except you're at stage level. So you're like looking right across to
Yep.
Biff, and Biff can perform either like turning to the side, looking at the two tables, or out to the crowd, which has grown quite
Mm.
extensive because you can hear people, like you can hear the general din of noise out there constantly.
Yep.
So
Hmm.
it actually, let me see if this works.
Oh no, he's gonna give us the general din of noise.
Well,
I
Right.
don't need that.
not you, the chat, but I'm just going.
Oh, okay.
Gotcha.
I wonder if this one's better.
How far away is the table from the stage? Out of curiosity, like how close is sideshow seating?
Oh, 10 feet, like on either
Okay.
side. And there's multiple tables, but it's like dinner and a show. If Biff wanted, she can walk out amongst the tables. She's not that high. Well, that is definitely not better. So she's right there. Think like, I'm trying to think of. You've all seen The Mask, right?
I have.
Okay. You remember
This has been
when
a long
You
time.
tried to
you
Jim Carrey the mask?
Yeah, it's the first thing I could think of where they had a show like that, where she's doing the performance
You know
and
how
she's.
long it's been since I've seen that?
I was gonna say like
It's the
15
first thing I
years
could.
ago.
It's the first thing I could think of that had a scene like that. I was also there's also a scene like it in Indiana Jones Temple of
What?
Doom.
You do realize that that movie came out
Listen,
30 years ago.
I can't think of a current day
That checks
movie
out
that
why I
has
haven't
it,
watched.
but it's when they're doing their performance and they're singing and they're walking amongst the tables and the spotlight follows them around.
Yes.
Like
I know what
that's
you're talking about, but I was just more the reference was
well because that's the scene
Strange
like that.
Pool.
Yeah, so it was a scene like that in the
yeah,
movie.
so in July this year it'll be a 30-year-old movie. How does that
Oh,
make you feel?
fine because they play it every year on repeat. So, Biff,
I haven't
you
watched it.
like
Why?
well, Biff hasn't seen the stage, but that's what's being built up there. Okay.
Okay.
So, Biff, you can walk around on tables. You can walk on the tables. I don't know.
Cool.
You can walk on the dais.
I'll do
Or
it
you could just
all.
stay on the dais. It's totally up to Biff and how she wants to perform. But yes, it's that close. Um. So they'll go over seating with you, Gimbal. You basically picked the 4 people that you want to go with you. I know,
Yeah.
right? He's trying to make us feel all cheerful. By the way, hi, cheerful.
Lycan has arrived.
But yeah, because I don't think there's actually going to be that many people who aren't super busy. So we're just going to we're going to go with that. And then once I'm done with the seating, I'm gonna go over to Katic and be like, so we're so about that arrangement.
Oh,
He's gonna have a seat. Not only is he gonna be up there,
He-
he's gonna have a seat at the big table, isn't he?
he's gonna turn and be like, yes. He's definitely hopeful. He's looking at you like,
Yeah. So, I believe that I might be able to pull some strings and get you a seat at the same table as the lady.
he just looks at you unblinking.
Give it a few seconds for it to like hit his brain.
Is this something that you would appreciate and or desire?
Still not blinking.
Glad to see we've come to some understanding, and
He-
I appreciate the generous discount you have given us on all this alcohol tonight. I just walk away.
As you walk away, you just hear a thump.
I feel like the title of today's episode is "Smelling Salts."
All I hope for is that he not obviously this is out of character because he's passed out, but boy, I hope he made a good selection since he wanted to choose alcohol for the lady, and now he's
Right.
sitting at her table.
Yeah, like this can make or break him too.
So yeah, he passes out. He hits the ground. Ginny's like, "Oh my!" And she goes over and she like holds him up and she tries to wake him up. And eventually he comes through. He's like, "Did you hear? Did you hear?" And he will pop up all excited, giddy with himself. And he's like, "I have to change." She's like, and as he goes to run, she like hooks his arm. No time for that. They spin around a little bit. She sits him back down. She's, I have to breathe. She will try to calm him as he's like, "Do you know what this means? Ginny, take this down." She like picks up her clipboard and starts writing again. He's like, he starts writing a letter to his mother about how he's made the big time.
And Gimble provides him a bag.
Right? Gimble provides him a bag. Okay.
Hyperventilation bag.
So everything is going well. There is liquor aplenty flowing. The crowds are starting to sing like little ditties out in the street. Your connections inside are starting to get things together. At one point, though, a general quiet falls over the crowd as a line of black-robed wizards like walk into the tavern.
Huh?
Black-robed wizards walk into the tavern. Like just a hush.
I
And a
think we
line.
all
Like-
uneasily look towards the door.
Yes, you all look towards the door because
Okay,
it's
so
a quiet hush. What's your question, Gimble?
like, when we say black robed wiver, with the black robe, when you
He
say,
You broke him. You broke him, DM.
when you say black robed wizards, are we talking like magistrates and protectors? Or are we
Yes, the
talking
magistrates
about
and
black-
protectors.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. I was just like, how ominous are we talking here? Because some of them I am very familiar with, and others I am terrified.
Yeah, no. They walk in, the crowd hushes. And as they walk into the tavern, they come in and file like to the sides. And they're wearing their hoods up and they're looking ominous. But as they part, one of them, a little bit shorter than the rest of them, kind of steps forward and says, "My man!" And she comes running over to you. It's the dwarf.
Oh, yay!
She's like, "You're doing great." She grabs your cheeks. "I'm so proud. We heard, and the boys are here to like make sure everything's ship shape, but we don't, not to question your powers. How you been?" And you guys all watch as this dwarf seems very familiar with Gimble, and Gimble seems
Yup.
very put off by it.
Honestly, a little glad for the backup. Didn't want to have to quell a crowd by myself if it went bad.
Oh no, we're
Ah.
amongst the crowds right now, and we are here to make sure nothing happens to your establishment. We're gonna boost some of your protections. the lady can't just be wandering around, even though she likes to.
Well, honestly, I'm very appreciative for that because that's sort of been on my mind because security great for an inn, not for royalty. So appreciate the buffer there. But yeah, no, I've been doing great. More familiar with the Undermountain than I am thousands of people outside of my door, though. So, yeah,
Thousands. It looks like half of Waterdeep is out there.
I know.
And she kind of like turns and looks at you. She says, "Looking good. Have you been working out?" She like squeezes your arms.
Well, um, uh, more dodging than working out, I suppose.
I just imagine that when she touches Gimble's arm, it's just wet. It's just
He's just sweating.
yeah, he's just profusely sweating right now.
You know
Oh,
that
yeah.
like every 5 minutes of this, he stops, take a breath on the side, and like cleans his robes.
Right. If not, there's gonna be a sweat stain like all the way down. Like there's a river of sweat on his back.
So she will continue to talk to you and send each of the robes wizards to like check it out, make sure everything's top. Let's go. And she's like, "But you're looking good on the mountain. Dangerous place. I'm glad to see. What's that one's story?" She's looking
Which
over
one?
at Leo.
Oh, we found him down there. Um, uh, actually, he's still finding his footing in Waterdeep. He was sort of magically petrified, if you will, for a good period of time. So he's a little out of place.
Really? I know a Harpold that's writing. He's writing his thesis on stasis. Might want to meet him.
Sure, we could make a few connections. We're always sort of looking to better document all our findings down there.
Excellent. And everything's looking good. Have the lady herself attending? This bard, this emerald one. I mean, Biff, you can hear them talking about you.
I mean, she's still hanging from the
I'm
chandelier.
hyperventilating.
Right, she's
Ariel
she's
gets her
swinging.
another puff of
Right,
a puff to breathe.
she's swinging from the chandelier. That's why she can hear them talking about her.
I
The
feel
dr-
like Biff has just been like swinging progressively faster and faster as the night goes
Yeah.
on.
Every now and again, Saria has to stop it and then like slowly continue it.
She just reaches up and grabs it, and then let's
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
So
one of the guild members' job is just to retighten the
right.
10 minutes or so.
So the dwarf female that Gimble's talking to is not quiet, and she is definitely talking to Gimble more relaxed, friendly. You haven't come to see us. When are you gonna come by? We let you go free, but for the most part, we should get together. We should have some drinks. I heard you have some really good out of the way ale from some dwarven makers, and you haven't even invited me to your drink.
Yeah, no, we should put something on the books. I'm sure that you'd like to try it. It's definitely hard to come by above the surface. Quite a good selection, if you will.
So, well, if this goes well, I'm sure we'll be seeing more of each other. And she says, "All right." She like turns around and says, "Well, I better get to it." And she kind of like gives you a slap on the butt, and she walks off.
How obvious
That
is
makes
this
me
slap?
giggle.
Does
so
the-
hard.
even the-
It takes me
is
out
it
of my
even-
panic, and that makes me giggle.
Like a very
It's
confused
like-
cat there
It's like
head.
like a baseball player gives you a little pat on the rump. It's obvious.
I just feel like Gimble's standing there as stiff as a board. Like he
Yes.
pulled away from it, and
He
it's
has a
just
stick up his ass
stiff
right
as a. Yep.
So she will walk off. There is another hush from outside, but you hear like ooh, and it progressively gets louder, and then one of the robes will like come over to the dwarf who has just walked away from. She's here. He says, "Well, she's late." And she says, "I'll go meet her." And she goes up the stairs.
Serial puts another puff of lavender and calmness in front of Biff.
It's
Okay,
like,
when you do that, I want to have a conversation really quick with Serial, like a little role play moment.
Okay.
Biff will kind of like slow the chandelier and like look at Serial in the face, just dead on. Longest eye contact she's had in a while, to be honest. Serial, do you think I can do this? I'm scared. What if I mess up and then everybody can't stay here anymore? I mean, sure, I'm like an okay bard, but I don't know, I didn't do that good in school.
bless
I
you.
mean, how many of
Right.
your kind have this opportunity? Why wouldn't you be good? You're always good at it. This is
Yeah,
what you
but
do.
but
Why
what?
would
I
they
don't
say
know.
no to you being here? I'm gonna
I don't
fight them if
know.
they decide that that's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, okay. We'll fight them together then.
That would be rude of them. I mean, why can't they know how amazing you are? Cyril reaches over and kind of like floofs up your hair.
Uh,
You got this.
yeah, I'll do my best.
I mean,
As long
remember
as you
that one
believe in
time?
me.
Remember that one time we were like, well, we were in the other place. She like winks, and we were in a glade of trees, right? And you
Mm,
started singing, and all of the little creatures came and said hi. Well, I knew that
yeah,
they were saying hi. I'm not sure if you knew that they were saying
I
hi, but they were
mean,
saying
yeah, it
hi.
was kind of cool. They weren't biting me, so that was like a plus.
They knew not to. Sarah will just wink again. You
Wink.
got this.
Okay. Biff will just take a deep breath and like just start tuning her instrument after that.
Okay. So, all of you will, like, you kind of go back to tuning your instruments. Serial, you're being, like, supportive. Send up some more lavender. Gimbal finally, like, gets the stick out of his ass and starts breathing again. Leo stops chuckling finally.
It's when he turns purple and his body forces him to breathe.
Rain, I'm not sure what Rain is doing, so I'm going to need to know.
That's a good question.
Because last I know, you were outside. So you would have seen what happened that made everybody go, ooh.
That means I can see this lady.
You can see something.
Something.
Mm-hmm. I believe you have met this lady at one point. So basically, sitting on like, it looks like a stick, like a large stick, basically, probably about 6, maybe 6.5 feet tall. Sitting on it, like side saddle, as it flies over the crowd and lands on the stage.
Oh, that's nice.
There's a witch.
Kind of like how a witch would ride, yes.
Yeah, that's what I imagined too. I'm debating going up there.
You'd have to go inside and run up there, yes.
Or I can climb.
Or you can
Or you could-
climb in front of hundreds,
Climb.
thousands of people, yes.
That was not a response I was expecting.
It was sadly a response I was expecting, and I was hoping she wouldn't think of that.
I don't know if you want to start, like, be the person to show everyone, like, hey, you can climb up to the roof this way.
Let's not do that.
Yes.
Oh,
I want to
Serial.
talk to famous people. Let's go.
So where are you going?
Upstairs. The boring way.
All right, so you're gonna walk inside. All right, so you walk inside. You guys like hear the oohs and ahs. You finally like relax a little bit. You see Rain come running through. Well, walking through. Talking about the boring.
So if I'm on the chandelier, how far is the lady from me? Really quick.
So from where you are to the chandelier, 5, 10, 15, 20, 30. So it's 30 feet to the hole they've made in the second floor.
Okay.
So you can see outside, but you can't see what's going on outside other than people kind of shuffling around. Most of the carpenters now are like just setting up tables because they're being told to by some snippy lady who's telling them, no, 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 that goes over there. That little to the left. Nope. Perfect. And they're just looking at each other like, what do we do? It's like, move the furniture. Like, don't ask questions.
Okay, I'll
So
just
you-
watch them in amusement then.
So you will see like all of them stop for a minute when the oohs and ahs go on. One of the robe wizards will turn, go like yell down the stairs, "She's here!" And then he will nod. He doesn't bow; he just nods. And then you will see a woman come walking through the doorway, heading into the room. She is carrying a large staff. She has curly black hair, about shoulder length, dark complexion. She is dressed kind of adventure like. I believe you have met her too. I know Gimbal has. Actually, no, you haven't met her.
No,
No.
Why are you yelping over there?
that was a nope. That was
No,
nope,
okay,
nope,
no, she
out of
hasn't met
panic.
her. Okay,
I
so
met a lot of
I don't
people.
know.
That's not one of them.
I don't know who we're talking about, so
I'm
I think
assuming it's
Leo's.
the
Still ran.
one that we've been talking about.
Yeah.
yeah, so you will hear somebody coming down the steps. All of you. Rain, you're like running towards the steps, and you see this person coming down the steps. She has high leather boots on, a surcoat that just comes past her thighs. Like I said, dark complexion, carrying a black spirally staff.
That's cool.
Gimbal, as soon as she comes down the steps, almost running into Rain, she smiles a big smile. And she says, "I don't believe it." And she looks over at you. It is the current black staff of Waterdeep.
Oh, it's the black stuff. Oh, okay. That's a much more reasonable person.
I feel it
You
would
said
be weird
lady.
that the lady of. I feel like it'd be weird
I
that
was
the
like, yeah.
Waterdeep would come flying in on a.
Yeah, no.
Well, they did just say that she kind of does whatever she wants.
Exactly.
That's a special
Yeah.
type of do whatever you want.
Yeah, no.
Right? Just arrive on a freaking witch's broom.
So,
Yeah. Um.
how's one of my
So
favorite
this,
operatives?
oh. Um.
Learning a lot
Doing
about it.
well. Um. Maintaining peace for the moment. Glances towards the crowd. um. But overall, unexpectedly successful day.
I hear your name is being spoken in many like of the upper circles. Well,
That's
the
terrifying.
prowl. Yes, I mean it's not doing well for your cover. Everyone's going to know you now. I'm gonna have to find some special jobs outside of Waterdeep for you. And who's this? She like looks over at Leo.
Why am I such a point of interest?
You're
6 foot
you're
tall.
6 foot
I'm
something
6 foot-
wearing antlers.
That's fair.
Oh. This is Leo Var, Leo Var, Blackstaff of Waterdeep. Um,
I'll stick
sort
out my
of,
hand to say, like, hello.
You can call
yeah,
me Vajra.
Nice to meet you, Vajra.
A pleasure, I'm sure. And
he's a friend of mine. We sort of, he's getting used to modern Waterdeep. He was sort of from a different time, you might say.
well, doesn't much look like a bard.
Oh, I'm a
He's
paladin.
not the
I am
emerald
not a-
one.
Well, I mean, he is green-ish.
I'll point
Yeah,
up to
and
the
I just
chandelier.
She looks up to the chandelier. I just see Biff like looking over the peak of the chandelier, just eyes showing.
Yep.
Ariel is in the process of practicing her what are we gonna call it? VFX for the show.
Biff just like does like a tiny wave. Hello.
She's like, she looks up at you because, no, she's a goblin.
She's green.
He is green. I'm glad the name caught on though, because I feel like less people would show up if they, stigma and all that.
"Oh, this is glorious!" And she like lets go of the staff and claps her hands. The staff just kind of stands there. She's like, "This is
Well,
glorious." I did not know. I heard Emerald Bard. I assumed it was this one. She kind of waves her hand at Leo. No, I mean it's fine. The moss suits you, but you can.
thank you.
You know it comes off, right?
Oh no, it comes back.
Oh, some sort of ailment.
A blessing from my deity, I
Oh,
guess you would say.
oh, I see it now. You're one of those.
I
I
guess
love
so.
that. It comes back.
Well,
Totally
It comes
canon.
back.
I've sent dispatched some of the magistrates to take care of some security issues. Of course, Our Lady made sure that I attended. I didn't really want to be here. I had other things going on. But then I heard actually who it was, and I decided I must come see my favorite little gnome. And she kind of like pats your head. How have
Yeah.
you been?
Um, surprisingly well. Um, uh, finding out a lot about um, what lies beneath our wonderful city, conducting research, um, experiments. So far, so good.
Well, that is good to hear. I would like you, perhaps, you should visit me more. Or send me reports if that's more your speed. I was most taken by your last one.
Yeah, pretty sure I remember the last thing I sent them.
Yeah, you left it in like a mailbox. Well, actually, you just set it down in the middle of the foyer and walked out. She's a.
um,
Okay.
no, I get yes, no, I should definitely sort of um can uh forward some of my reports. I've been sort of culminating notes for some time. So I can definitely make that happen.
Excellent. And has his Lord Loudmouth shown up yet? I don't hear him anywhere. I'm sure he'll be along shortly.
I think despite the raucous crowd, we would know if he was here.
Well, it's good to see you. A pleasure, Leo. She looks up at you. I'm
Pleasure's mine.
most interested in what you're going to do for the city, Bard. What's
She smiles full teeth.
what's what's her real name?
It's not great though.
Oh, she goes by Biff.
Biff. Interesting. Well, Biff, I look forward to your performance. And she like basically turns to head back up the stairs. She says, "I will go find myself a seat." She says, "Oh, ma'am, I've assigned you." "No, you haven't." And you could she just kind of walks by the woman who's like, "I guess I haven't." "Well, show me where you'll be sitting." And she follows her upstairs. So the two of them exit. Um, there's a little bit of calm as all of you are sitting there, and then some more ruckus. As you hear, "I am supposed to be here. These are my friends. Just have them come outside, and they will vouch for me. Like, stand
I
aside."
just look at Gimbal. Like, what in the world?
This is just a coalition of every person I have been avoiding for a year.
You threw the
Would you
party.
like me to go see what that is, Gimbal?
Yeah,
You recognize the
Okay,
voice, Gimbal.
yeah.
Okay.
I'll come with. I just slowly start walking, probably like losing pace with Leo.
Not difficult given our leg length differences.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Yeah. So you arrive, and there is a overly well dressed individual standing there. He has a full mustache, beard, and he very loud pantaloons, puffy leggings, a hat to the side with a feather. He has one of those foppish hats on with a feather, and he's looking up. He says, "Well, I it must be here. My invitation must be somewhere. Find it. And there is basically a guard and Kelso like looking at him like, I don't know who you are. Like, you have to go. And the guard's like, you sure? He's like, I don't know who he is. All right, that's enough. You're gonna have to shove off. He's like, no. Look, there. Gnome, it's me, Volo.
Oh boy, it's that guy.
I don't know who this guy is.
Me
We
neither.
met him in the yawning portal, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
He gave you like one of
Wait.
your first quests in the Owner Portal.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yep.
I do know who
Yep.
this is then.
Just go like, oh, hello, welcome.
See, he knows me. I'm surprised you don't. You must have lived under a rock for all this time. He tells the guards. Kelso's like, say the word, boss. I'll hit him in the nuts.
Tempting offer.
Just be like, welcome.
See? Unhand me. Allow me to pass. My good man! And he walks over to shake your hand. They're both like looking at you expectantly for a minute, but the minute you said welcome, they like unhand him.
Except
The
for if
entire
anyone
time.
knew Gimbal, they wouldn't actively seek a handshake from him or embrace him.
You don't know Volo. He could care less
No,
about
I mean
your
just
feelings.
saying that to act that they know. I know, but act.
Oh, you cut out there for a minute.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. It's just like for a couple of
Okay.
words you cut out.
Oh, okay, yeah. I was just saying, like, if you actually knew Gimbal, like, you were such a good friend, dude, you would know better. But yeah,
So,
all the people coming
my
out of the woodworks.
my fine gnome, I've heard glorious things. I am so hurt that I did not receive an invitation directly. But then again, my many travels have taken me across the realms. It just so happens that it's good timing for me to be in Waterdeep at this present moment in time. It's very lucky for you.
Great.
Because now I can document
yes.
the wonderful performance of this Emerald Bard. Kind of catchy. I like it.
Yep, they have quite a thing going.
Give me
I'm
a
sure.
week, and she will be known across the realms.
Oh, fuck.
Biff, you can hear this happening down in the doorway.
I'm slinking. I'm slowly slinking. Like I'm like hiding and I'm like slinking back into the chandelier.
I mean, I have been working on my list of Volo's guides to Bards of the Realms, so I'm sure we could fit her in. I'm not sure, according to this, I have room at the number 4 and 5 spot, but maybe she can move up the list. We'll see what happens. I mean, of
Therial
course.
reaches over to the chandelier and pulls Biff out of it so that she can hide behind Therial. And she's like, "Come here."
It's okay.
It's okay.
He's like, so, I am sure that you have made arrangements for our arrival, just on the chance that I would attend? Yes? Wow, you're a large one. He kind of looks over at Leo.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, bodyguard?
Not exactly. Friend, adventuring friend. We work together.
Oh. Well, greetings, companion of
Greetings.
the gnome.
No.
And what
shake
might
his
your
hand, I
name
guess.
be?
My name is Leovar.
Oh, excellent. Well, I won't remember it in 5 seconds, but that's excellent for you. So, gnome, I'm surprised. Where shall I be staying? Do you have a room for me? Perhaps a seat at the table? Yes, perhaps. For old time's sake?
Yes, I'm sure. I'm looking forward to seeing all your tales about this wonderful night at the ship's prow.
Therial's seat is now this guy's seat.
More likely Rains. I don't think she's.
Oh, there you go.
Be like,
I
yeah,
hate
no,
this
we'll
so
just-
much. All the people, it's like they got whiffed that Gimbal won the lottery, and they're all
Yeah.
trying to get their grubby hands on it.
Oh yeah.
Volo, probably, yeah.
But bards and their bad publicity stunts. So
Mm-hmm.
we'll just appease him for now. Be like, yes, no, I'm sure that we'll find your arrangements quite suitable. I'm just I'm looking forward to hearing about the tales of this night. Um, let's come this way, and I'm gonna go find the lady in charge of the seating.
All right.
Just be like, here he is. Just not my problem anymore.
So as you walking away, he says, "Yes, I'm quite looking forward. I mean, singing is one of the lesser art forms, not like poetry or sonnets, but." And he just kind of walks away
Can I
saying
spit
that
from the roof when he says that?
you're not on the roof, you're on the second floor chandelier.
Oh,
But
yeah,
you
well, can
could.
Tea.
Spit in his general direction.
I guess roll to
Yeah.
spit.
Yeah, how do I
Spit
roll
in
the
your channel.
Oh, wait, to hit, to crit, to hit with spit, it rhymes. Come on.
It's an attack. You can, I guess. If you want to use the
I've
20
never
on
seen
that,
a crit
that's
used.
fine. You
Never seen a crit used so
Hit
important.
spit. Let's go.
You don't have to roll. It's a crit.
Exactly.
All right, so
You're
you
just doing
like
it.
so tell me
Crit to
tell me
spit
what
to hit.
happened. I mean, you're not gonna kill him with
I just-
spit, so
I
it's
just
gonna hit him.
quickly go. I just quickly hallelujah go right in the back center of his head.
So he's just like, oh my goodness, oh, slime infestation. He like shows it to Gimbal. Hey, you hear,
No,
come
I think
along,
that must have
Volo.
been-
He's like, ooh, oh.
Must have been the rowdy crowd.
So you watch as he walks by a wall, and he just kind of like wipes it on the wall.
Oh,
I just and I'll just sort of
He will
clean
just
that up
hears
as I walk away.
giggling from the chandelier.
So he will start
sounds like
talking. He
Ariel
will start
giggling.
talking to the assistant, telling her, "I don't know. They seem to have a slime problem. Are you sure this is the best venue? Ah, where shall I? Oh, look at these. Ooh, hors d'oeuvres." And he like starts eating food.
Note to self: Serial never wants to meet Volo ever.
Yeah.
Most people don't.
I met him once in a different lifetime, and he took my eye.
Oh yeah. All right. So hold on. So it's 10:15. So we should be taking a break about now. I'd say 10:15. We'll take a 15, and we'll start back up.
Okay.
10:34. So let's take a quick 15-minute break. Everybody, we'll be right back. Fill up your drinks. Use the facilities, make a snack, whatever. But we'll be back in 15 minutes, so we can see how the rest of this turns out. It's going well so far, I think.
it's still managing to get worse all at the same time.
It's getting worse, but it's
Yep.
not getting like we're handling it. So it's getting worse, yes. It's just like
It's getting worse and
handle
better
chaos.
simultaneously.
That's fair.
The extra security is
Yep.
super nice. Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I mean,
exactly.
they
Some
can't
stuff's
depend
going
on
well.
you guys doing it all. All right, let me put it
I don't
on
know
the
what
Be
to
Right
Thank
Back,
God.
and we'll be right back, folks.
I'm only so charismatic.
I know, right?
control.
It's fine. It's all fine. All right, we
Is it?
came back a little bit early because the counter was off, and I didn't want to like have it saying, "Oh, counter over." So they still have a few more minutes, but I think almost everybody's back. I hope all of you are back or stayed with us. Who are we still waiting on?
Cereal.
Yeah, probably cereal.
Hmm?
Cereal, I
Cereal.
think.
Zero? Okay, that's fine. I mean, she still has a few minutes. I came back early, so.
I just like that, taking an opportunity to become more of the face, and you bring in, and it's like, oh, Leo's gonna be more involved in discussing and doing things. Be a shame if I brought your entire past.
Shame if I brought all the political figures you don't want to talk to.
Right?
I don't know why you're avoiding them.
Would you want to talk to political figures?
Nope. Well, it depends. Maybe.
Well, it's like I told Gimbal, I go, it's all these people who probably never really give Gimbal a second thought, but now he's their best friend because we've stumbled ourselves into this position of this whole event happening.
That's possible.
I don't think that's the case for all of them. But I
Hmm.
like when some of them don't give me a second thought. It's been nice.
Nope. Those days are over, my friend.
You went from being on no one's radar to everyone's radar.
Again, not his fault.
Nope.
Very much. I would have avoided it very strongly for a very long time.
You were doing so well.
I was doing so well.
Well,
No
just
one
think
paid
about this.
attention.
Well, just think about
You're
this.
welcome.
If it goes well, you make so much money that you can move past that. If it doesn't, everyone will forget you again, and then
No, it's
win-win.
worse. They'll remember me badly, and then I get into trouble. I don't
Well,
want to get into trouble.
this goes bad, and the whole group goes on their villain arc.
Oh my god.
Listen, we all
I
know
didn't.
Gimbal is just one snap away from being the party's BBEG.
What is an evil bard? What's an anti-bard?
A
You,
Barracuda.
you sing badly?
Oh.
More like you spread misinformation.
And
All the
puns.
bards that Gimbal knows.
Like really bad puns. You tell dad jokes.
Mm.
What are you
Oh,
trying to
so I
say
just
here?
become
What are you
Rhino.
trying to say here?
Exactly.
I'll be leaving now.
We love you.
Love you despite your flaws.
I,
It's not my fault I'm brain damaged. I mean, that my mother would make an argument that it is my fault that I'm brain damaged, but we're not here to discuss
I didn't
that.
drop you, you jumped.
That would be the argument.
you wouldn't hold still.
You know, I think my mom would say the same thing, except I ran into the shopping cart.
No, I jumped. There's one instance that my mother always brings up where I jumped off of it to land
You jumped off of
What
what?
did you jump off?
a higher item. It's kind of hard to explain what it was, but I jumped off of something and I landed directly on my head. All I remember of it is waking up on the couch surrounded by medical people, then in an ambulance surrounded by medical people, and then I don't
Oh, I have a
remember
memory
anything else.
just like that.
Hmm.
I remember going up. I remember the blood, and I remember the hospital.
I didn't go to
But
the
from
hospital. I just dented a shopping cart with my head when I was like 4.
that's impressive.
What are you doing there?
I
But
just
with what my
remember.
mother's, Mhm.
I just
Go
remember
sit at your computer.
I rolled down a staircase and landed on cement the floor, and I remember my dad trying to push the swelling on my head back into my head. So I remember that happening, and I remember my mom trying not to be panicked and telling my dad to go away because he was not helping as I was screaming bloody murder because swelling is supposed to do its yab. When you try to push it back, it doesn't do its yab.
Look, this isn't CPR. You don't do CPR on their head.
You're right. Just like poke, poke, poke. It's not supposed to come out. Yes, it is. It's called swelling. Yeah,
What if you
that's
thought
what
it
I
was like
remember.
part of your brain that was coming out?
I mean, if it was part of my brain, my skull probably would be a little funky shaped.
That's true.
Because cracked skull would have had to happen.
That's true.
So I mean, my dad probably wasn't thinking that clearly. Needless to say, but he was making it worse.
So now that we've all figured out how each of you have like been dropped or crushed your head, does anybody?
We're all equally brain damaged.
Mm-hmm.
Brain
Yeah.
damage. We
Brought
got
us all
this.
together.
Oh. I love you guys.
This together.
So, where were we? Oh, Volo was just. Would you go sit at your computer? Oh my god.
Yeah, Volo. God.
Sit still. Anyway.
If you want her to sit there, she might decide that it's worth trying to steal a cut from the crowd.
I'm surprised.
Careful.
I'm surprised they haven't yet.
I'm hoping she's not hearing us right now.
No, she just walked through her door.
Okay. What?
Nothing.
Between
We're trying-
them and the halflings.
Not to panic. I know, right? The halflings did mention that too.
So. Yeah, but the halflings are kind of separated by a table. They can't get to everybody.
Yeah, they're busy, but once it dies down.
Right.
So.
It's starting to look like that GIF I sent everyone.
So while all of you are standing there, Volo has been led away, and then you hear, "Oh, I must check on the kitchen." And excuse me a moment. You see one of the royal clerks heading down the stairs towards the bar.
I'll step into this spot like right here.
Okay.
If she's heading towards the kitchen.
Yeah.
How can I help you?
Yes, I need to speak with the cook. I need to know if there's anything, when his time frame will be. How many courses will he be serving? Will there be time in between? We need to, schedules. We must keep schedules. Are you the cook? I hope
I'm not, but maybe no. No. Maybe you want to write down the questions so I can relay the questions to the cook and then get you your answers.
Why would I do that?
For your safety.
Oh, come now. He's just a cook. Step aside. And she kind of she's like pushing you out, like trying to push you out the way.
She's taking her own life into her hands, man.
I'm just like, he's very passionate about it and doesn't like being bothered as much. Like, I don't even know if I should interrupt him to ask, but
no, he's serving her ladyship. I mean, we need to know these questions. Just come along or stand aside. But will someone move this man?
I'll just I'll just step to the side and let her through.
She will shuffle past you.
I warned you.
So she will go into the corridor and then step into the room. You see the door like swing and close behind her. And you hear some muffled voices. And for a while, it's just her voice. And she's rambling on. And then all of a sudden, you hear a loud clanging noise. A screech. Another clanging noise. Another screech. And then Dasher goes into his tirade. It'll be ready when I say it's ready! Clang! Don't you come into my kitchen again? I will let you know! Get out! And she comes running out.
I'm just standing by the door, so if people look, I'm just like... It's alright.
This is normal. So she comes running out and stands like in front of the door, takes a deep breath, she straightens her hair, she says, dinner will be ready shortly. And she kind of just rushes past you.
I will brave the forces just to, try to keep things calm, and I'll poke my head in and be like, "Do you need anything?"
He will turn and just look at you.
There's a glare.
I'll give him a thumbs up, and the door will slowly close.
It smells fantastic in there. But he has pots going. I mean, you've never seen the kitchen. You've worked the rush hour and you've never seen that much stuff in the kitchen going at the same time.
Yeah, I warned her. I knew what was gonna happen.
You were
He
correct.
pulls that stuff, and he likes rain.
Mm-hmm.
And right? Even Rain gets pots and pans thrown at her. She's just good at dodging them.
This is true. All right. Rain, you are actually sitting there because you went inside to investigate. You met the Black Staff, and you're watching this happen as this woman went in to bother Dasher. What are you doing? Laughing.
Giggling at this woman who
Check out.
She looks at you. Why is this child laughing at me? She'll look over at you, Gimbal.
Oh, because normally the cook's yelling at her.
I can see why. And she'll walk away. So she starts talking to one of her assistants. She says, "We're gonna need to have somebody watching as soon as the cook is ready to prepare. We're gonna have to get everyone into their seats. We're not gonna get any advance notice. Make it happen." She's like, "Yes, ma'am." And they kind of run out. You see one of them will like basically stand at a corner, just kind of watching the door. Hi. You hear, basically, it sounds like over the din of the crowd, you hear horses. Trotting noises, like the clapping of the horseshoes on the cobblestone. And you hear, "Make way! Stand aside for the captain."
Mm.
Sarah has no idea what's going on, so she just does another puff of lavender and the like smell of calm salt stuff. Like every new thing, she just doesn't know how to handle. So she's like, "Here, have more."
When there's
I huff it. I'm
bit-
huffing it.
There's gonna be the conflicting smell of Dasher's food and the smell of lavender.
Oh, dude, upstairs it's probably gonna smell like freaking lavender for a week. I know that's not actually how Druidcraft works, but just for the sake of it,
Just
that's how much
mentally,
it's
every
being
time
up
you
here.
go up there, it's a mental reaction of.
Yeah. Any new like a thing that happens that Serial hears, which is a lot, that's like I don't know what's happening, so here, calm. And she doesn't have the guidance spell or calm emotion spell, so this is the next best thing for her.
Mm. All right. So, as you guys hear this, you hear basically a whole contingent. Well, not a whole contingent. You hear several horses kind of like trot up to your door. They're in the street. Some people are cheering. You hear, not that. Excuse me. You hear people talking and shouting. It's, "Oh, Captain! Yay!" There's some cheering. Huzzah! Huzzah! And you hear like somebody standing close to the door. It's like the Waterdeep's power couple.
Oh my god.
If they're here, everyone's gonna be here.
I don't even know who this is.
Why would you say that? That's all. Wait, why did those words come into your mind?
I was
Sounded
trying to think of
fun.
what you would talk about with gossip with couples and like.
Oh no. Oh no.
Like whoever that was, I don't want to talk to them. Whoever said that, I'm like, oh,
Yeah,
I never
just-
want to talk to them ever.
It's some person out in the street. Don't worry. So, eventually, you'll hear several guardsmen will walk in, and they'll look around, and they'll part to either side of the door and stand at attention. Behind them, you see, wearing his full dress uniform, which is basically a lot of medals and ribbons and like tie-offs and a half cape that flows down behind him, you will see Captain Dorn. And he will walk up to the steps proudly. And as he steps in, he says, "Now entering Captain Dorn." Like, this guy is announcing his arrival. He's like, he kind of like gives him a side eye and like walks in. He says, "Ah, Master Gimbal. It has been some time since we've last seen each other." He says,
Yep.
as he like walks in, a large gray animal like shoots past him.
Oh God, no.
Serial see what it is?
It's a large wolf.
Okay.
I want to pet
He's
the
probably
doggy.
he's probably twice as big as he was the last time you saw him.
Ah,
And
No.
I wanna
No.
pet.
and he will shoot towards one of you. I will randomly pick which one of you he's going to
Can
shoot towards.
Serial roll
There's
Please
for
God, not me. Please God,
racism?
not.
So
Right.
Gimbal,
Racism? Wait, what?
Rain, or Leo. You're the only three he knows. So he's gonna run towards. Well, he might go towards Dell. No, he's gonna go towards one of you three. So Rain, you're 1 and 2. Gimbal, you're 3 and 4. Leo, you're 5 and 6.
Not me. Please, not me.
Yeah, he's about 3 times the size of Gimbal now. He's being well fed and trained. 2. Rain.
Oh thank God.
Rain, he will run right over to you and tackle you. Like, just take you to the ground and start licking your face.
To be fair, I was running at that boy too.
Yeah, he will stop you and just plow you back in the direction.
Pancake.
Yeah, you got pancaked.
Serial has the floof at the back of the neck on end.
Dorn doesn't look thrilled by the fact that Dargent just knocked him out of the way, but he just kind of like shakes his head. He looks over you, give him those. You get used to it, and then he will step away from blocking the door and standing in the doorway. You will see your fiery blue-haired friend that you haven't seen. She still has that unique, exotic look to her, but she's wearing like the clothes of a lady of Waterdeep, but she's added her own flair to it. The dresses have been cut in certain ways so that she could still like wield a weapon. Her arms are free to move so she can cast flames, and she's wearing a sword at her hip.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're like, but it's different. I'm like, because they're swords.
And she will walk in
That's
and look over at all of you. She doesn't.
The ranger that hated using a bow.
She was not that kind of ranger. She will look over and give you all like basically a courtly smile as she looks at all of you. Gimbal.
Welcome. Long time no see. Everything's been well, I take it. Looking between the two of them, but trying to ignore the captain.
So as she's walking in, she strides in gracefully. The captain kind of raises a hand to take her hand, and she just kind of like looks over him, slaps his hand away. He's like, "Oh yes," and he just kind of,
Oh
Okay.
boy.
and she will walk past him. He's like, usually it's just me and the dog. So she will walk over and basically come over to Gimbal, and she will give you one of her like pats on the back. Like,
Thank you.
you're still short.
Yup. That's yup. Not going to change. I'm glad that you're found yourself not dead. That's very good.
I
I
was
see that
going to
you're
venture
doing
out in the
well for
wild.
yourself.
Yes, it's an interesting life, but he lets me go out sometimes, and well, he gives me targets, and she's rather good at finding them.
I see.
That's the hunter's
I'm
mark
just
she
saying, look
used at
towards
me.
Artemis.
Yeah,
What
right.
kind of targets?
Oh, undesirables. Those that shouldn't be in the city. Some that try to run from the city.
Okay, well, better than I was expecting.
She goes, "You haven't made it to my list yet."
Thank you.
Well,
Lived in this city longer than you've been alive.
well, yes, but you don't hunt anyone, do you, Gimbal?
Sometimes, not exactly.
So, not the same.
Okay, we'll take that, I guess.
She'll look
Well,
over at Leo. Leo.
Oh, wave.
She says, I can talk to him now, too.
Oh, that's great. I'm glad. He likes being able to talk to people.
Yes, he's quite talkative. Very friendly, too. I don't know where he gets it from. And he's like, looks over at Rain and him, like, rolling around on top of each other.
Yep. But yeah, I mean, at least he has someone to talk to. That's always important.
So, what you two see is basically um, a blue-skinned woman. Her hair looks like blue fire. It's not really fire, but it looks like blue fire. And she is tall and graceful. Well, not that tall, but taller than most of you, because you're only like 3 foot tall. Not you, Serial. But like every inch of her looks like strength. Like she is knotted, she is fit, she is dressed. And again, like I said, the style of dress is probably like a lady of Waterdeep with alterations. Her clothes are more form fitting, but they have the proper cuts to reveal just a little bit of skin so she can maneuver, and she looks like an adventurer that's well dressed.
Ooh,
And next to her
blue. I'm
is
green.
standing watchman, basically a captain of the city watch. So he's wearing the fancy armor. Well, he's not wearing the armor. He's wearing the fancy uniform with all like the insignias, and he's obviously infatuated with this woman, but she seems to just be like, no public displays. Stop it. Like,
I'll just watch peacefully and have big eyes for the dog. There's a dog.
the dog is humongous. It looks like a dire wolf. It is just huge. And like fighting with Rain, like if the dog lays down, Rain disappears.
Nice.
Oh,
And then he'll let her up, and he'll kind of jump around, hopping, doing the whole playing with Rain. And then at one point, he'll like eye Gimbal and start like trotting over to Gimbal.
Serial will like to
No,
quickly
no,
just
no, no,
open
no,
it.
no, no, no.
You can't have that
Okay,
one.
well, time to go.
She's so
Let
as
me
you go to
do other
leave,
things I need to do.
Artemis will like extend the hand like to hold, like grab your back. She's
No.
like, Gimbal, you should let him say hello. He misses you. Argent will kind of like walk
Bye.
over.
Bye.
He will walk over and you're like, hi, hi. He'll just walk over, he'll look up at her, and she'll look down at him and go, she'll
No,
nod.
I'm gonna teleport away.
As you teleport
Like
away,
a
he
race.
goes to like lick you.
Yep. No, I blink up onto the second floor.
Gimbal! That's cheating.
He not cheating. He's gotten so big.
he's a big boy.
You can ride
He's a
him.
big boy.
I've seen
No.
him before.
Wait, I don't think Artemis was like happy with you riding him.
No, they were trying to get me to ride him. I was
we
avoiding
were
it the whole time.
all trying.
Oh,
to
that's
get
right. They were trying to
Gimbal.
get you to mount him. Yeah. No, now she's not into
Yeah.
that now.
Oh, okay.
She,
It's fine. No, I don't want to.
she
I
like
never wanted to.
she'll look at. Or he'll like look up, like basically like you teleport to the second floor. He's like looking up at you, and he just sits down, pants a little bit, and then he'll look over at Artemis, and Artemis is like, "Go get him." And he will dash up the stairs.
No. He starts cycling through doors to find one that's open to hide in.
Sarah will tell Biff again. I don't think we can have him. You can't have him.
No, he's so big. He's like you when you're in cat form, but a doggy.
You'll
Yeah.
find out how big he is as Gimbal runs by you and slams this door closed.
Hey, you see Gimbal run by. You see the dog disappear up the flight of stairs. And then where Gimbal disappears, the dog will kind of run towards the door and just skid to a stop. And you know how dogs, they go down on their paws and they shake their heads? He's doing that at the door.
Mhm.
Arr!
I wonder if Gimbal will leave that room anytime soon now, because he's kind of like blocked in.
Artemis is going to come over to you, Rain, and help you up off the ground.
Hi.
She'll give you a hug.
Hi.
She's like, are they treating you well?
Yes, we're having so much fun.
Fun.
We're trying not to die.
I died once. It hurt.
Yes. And then you left.
Well,
You ran away from us.
those fire sticks hurt. I didn't run away. I just lived down the road. You don't come to visit. You're supposed to be aware of what's going on.
We've been in the Underdark a lot.
Really? Has Gimbal found what he's looking for?
Nope.
A shame. Work keeps me busy. He's like, you volunteered. Hush, the adult's talking. He says, she'll continue to talk to you about like some of her hunts and like the work she's doing, how she's helping, and that she may join. She's been offered a spot on the Grey Hands.
Okay, will in character Ray know what that is?
So the Grey Hands, or Force Grey, is like an elite squad that works for Waterdeep. For the most part, they do the tasks that the guards or the City Watch can't handle. They're on call, they're paid generously, but they're careful with them because they tend to destroy more than they fix. And they thought that Artemis would make a wonderful addition.
Yeah. She would.
But they basically have free reign to do whatever they want inside of Waterdeep. And the surrounding areas. So she'll tell you about that. Leo, you're there for the conversation as well.
I'm just listening.
She says, yes, I met some very interesting people. Some pretty powerful people. They've taught me much. But you're still my friend. I'm not so sure about him. She kind of points a finger at Leo.
Wait, why did she point a finger at me? I didn't catch that.
She said, not so sure about him.
Okay.
She just smirks at you when she says it. She's still kind of salty about you talking to her dog first.
That's fair.
Can't argue that one.
I mean, at least it's that, not that her dog drank beer.
Wait, what?
Huh?
You don't
Yeah.
remember that?
I remember it, but you're
Yeah.
gonna tell her?
No.
Oh, okay.
I was out of character.
Oh, okay. Make sure. So, The conversation will go on. At one point, Doran will come up and says, "Dear, we should go and get ready. You know, our seats are waiting. The men have their tasks to perform." And she's like, "You can go without me." He's like, "Well, yeah, but I thought we would make an entrance together." Hey, fine. Argent, come along. And the dog will kind of like pick up his head, scratch at the door where Gimble's at a few more times, and then just like bark once, and then head back down towards the stairs. Well, actually, no, he won't come down the stairs. He'll stay at the top of the stairs waiting for them to come up. And then they'll go out onto the balcony or the stage area. Leaving all of you once again alone as several guardsmen will go upstairs, following them. These guards, again, look more higher ranking, and they will take positions around the stage area. Only a few more people left to arrive.
Yeah,
Can't
only a
wait.
few more panic attacks left in the night.
Yep.
What?
Yeah.
That wasn't a panic attack. That was Artemis.
I mean, did
That
you
one
see
was a
Gimble's
panic attack
reaction
for
to Argent?
that
That
was
seemed
a
like a
panic
panic
attack
attack.
for Artemis.
Well, that's Gimble's panic attack. I don't know why he had one. The dog wasn't going to hurt him.
Yeah, but he never liked the dog.
This is true.
I ran from the dog when it was my size. I continued to run from the dog when it was twice my size, and now it's bigger.
Yeah.
I just hear
Note to
Gimbal
self.
saying that, and like in the corner, he's like, "It's so fucking big."
Now Serial understands why he was not a fan of the saber-toothed tiger just randomly appearing in the room initially.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that would
It
do it.
all checked out. All makes sense now. Are you gonna eat me?
Is this
Not the first beast capable of eating Gimbal.
Yup.
Not the
that
first one
Now
he's
I
met.
see it.
runs around?
Now
So-
I see it.
I was having any members now, because remember, I watch you guys play.
That's funny.
It's been so long. I'm surprised we remember Artemis's character.
So, eventually, things will kind of just go along their norm. And you will hear trumpets once again.
Serial getting to the point where she really doesn't like the sound of trumpets anymore.
Visible
It's
twitch
like the
every
scent of
time.
lavender.
If she was in cat form, you know, like the cat little twitch of irritation every single time.
Right. This time, you hear shuffling. When these trumpets play, you can hear and see movement outside on the patio because Biff is still up there with cereal. Gimbal, you can see movement outside through the window of the room you're locked in. Leo and Rain, you can see like just people. The doorway has just cleared. Like everybody has just parted. And there's rows of soldiers down to the street. And in front of the door, a carriage pulls up.
Oh boy. Cleans robes.
Out of the carriage, eventually a coachman will run over to the door and open the door and bow. And stepping out of the carriage, almost like floating down to the street, is the Lady of Waterdeep, the open Lord of Waterdeep. She is tall, fair-skinned, white hair. She is dressed in gossamer robes that glitter over silk white robes. She's wearing a single piece of jewelry on her neck. It's like a silver star. Gimbal, you immediately recognize it as a symbol of Mistra. She has a small crown on her head. It's more like a headdress as opposed to a crown. Like a little tiny tiara with like star pattern on it. and she will begin to walk up the stairs, smiling and waving at the crowd as she walks up the stairs. Suddenly, there's a gunshot. No.
I mean, I think it's safe to say that all of us are waiting for the shoe to drop, right? I think that's the saying.
Mhm.
The other shoe.
Yeah, waiting for the other
Yeah.
shoe to drop.
Yeah.
You will see that several people as she's walking by will kneel and like pay their respects. You can tell just from the moment that she walks through the crowd, most of the people in this crowd love this woman. She is flanked by several magistrates in black robes and several guards. They are trailing behind her. From looking at her, you can tell that she could probably take her entire force. She just like oozes that much power and respect. Like if she wanted to, she probably could level the ship's prow with a thought. She
When we're
looks like
talking
she,
power, are we talking like
She physically demands that power, or like she could get someone to do that for
magically
her.
like radiates energy?
she radiates energy. Like
Okay.
this is probably
So the symbol of Mistra is a little bit more than just a token. Got it.
yep.
Like don't use detect magic around her. You may or may not be blinded for the rest of your life, sort of oozing magic power and stuff. Good to know. Good
Yeah,
to know.
something like that. Yeah, she definitely radiate like there's a shimmer of magic around her.
Okay.
She will glide up the stairs. She will pause at the doorway and then proceed through. Her guards will stop at the doorway and turn and face each other. The crowd will close in around them, and then in quiet respect and reverence, and then all of a sudden the general din will start again as people continue to order their drinks.
Yeah, booze time can't be canceled for too long.
You know what?
I mean,
She's out of sight, out of mind.
right?
Yeah, I was gonna say like that first person who's like, so what? So I wanted one of those ale. I paid already. Like,
Yeah. My tankard is empty again, guys.
Or the person